Indeed, all praises and thanks be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And may peace and salutations be upon the last and the final messenger Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Well, today we are having a meeting rather than to call it as a public talk. It is to review our commitment towards being Muslims, and especially in the field of dawah. How far have we been able to fulfill the task of communicating the message of Islam to the entire mankind? And that's a responsibility in itself that is being laid on us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in the Quran in various places, not just once. And if you see the Quran, more than 1/3 of the Quran, it emphasizes on the issue of dawah. How the prophets went and they invited their people, and how did they react to the message, and then how we are supposed to give dawah. What is the importance of giving dawah? It's very much emphasized. Now, if we have to go into details, that will not end in just one day's talk. Also, it is so vast. But what have we actually benefited from that? We all have been listening to the lectures for almost, some of us probably from decades. We've been hearing to the lectures on the importance of doing dawah and all that. But still, if you see our own localities, how far have we really been able to fulfill? It's really very meager, very little, very less. We're not actually being able to do justice. So we are here to review as to what was the formula that we were adopting. Have we been able to see any benefit in that, or is there anything that we need to come out with? Is there anything more beyond what we are doing now? So alhamdulillah, there are a lot of positive things that we can see which were not there some years ago, say about some 3, 4, or rather even about 5, 6 years ago. We didn't have the Facebook and Twitter and all of this. And now after the Twitter and Facebook and all of these social network media, we've been able to pass through the message very far and wide. It's impacting the world. We are getting motivated from someone from UK, and he gives a lecture from there this moment, and we are able to watch him here, and it really motivates and instills a sense of commitment even in us to do something like that. And similarly, we've been motivating the people across the globe. We don't know how we have been able to. So it is there is a positivity. But you know what? The people who are anti-Islam, they are more prepared than us. When you are giving the message on whatever issue, there is a team, there is a department which is collecting, which is observing you, which is recording your activity, and they are trying to work behind the screen as to how they would be stopping your work, how they would bring a halt to what you're doing. Say, for example, Islamic schools, we are promoting Islamic schools, and a lot of people are in the move to start Islamic schools, but they would find a way to stop the activity of running an Islamic school. How? By tarnishing your image, by presenting to the world as though the Islamic school is anti-national. So immediately what will happen is that anything comes in the newspaper against the Islamic school, then immediately the parents will be like thinking, oh no, let's keep away. Or for example, Dr. Zakir, he started a news channel, it's a TV channel, Peace TV. Now they want to do all that, whatever is possible, to tarnish their image and to close down Peace TV. Now you don't get Peace TV. I am not getting Peace TV. Your native is available? So they are actively working. We may be just feel happy that, feeling happy that yes, mashallah, we are able to reach the masses with something. No. There is another department which is always constantly working in doing all that possible to stop you. So how well are we prepared to tackle these issues? There's a need for dawah in a different paradigm altogether. You need to look at it in a totally different paradigm. Like, you see, we are talking about what happened recently in Gaza, whatever is happening. Many of them we can just think about 2 years before what happened in Palestine, or 3 years before what happened in Palestine, or about 10 years before, or 15 years, or maybe up to another 30 years before. But it didn't start here. It started long back, 1918 and 1925. The whole of these things are programmed there. And what you're seeing today, it's their game plan. They are walking according to the roadmap, and they're achieving what they want to achieve. And they have been doing it. Even this, whatever is happening now, the attack in Gaza, it's totally planned. How to start and what is the outcome they are expecting out of it. You can just see one aspect, but there are many aspects to this. Now, if you want to, just as a case study, I want to discuss just for a few minutes, for everyone to interact, inshallah ta'ala. What do you think this could lead to? This one issue of Philistine, what do you think it can lead to? Anybody who wants to, just raise your hands and pin.
Greater Israel.
Yes, Greater Israel. They're working, that comes even up to Saudi Arabia. Greater Israel, that's true. And then? World War. You can think of a world war. If anybody stands against Israel, the next thing what will happen is America coming and standing as their ally. And America has got their own allies. And who's going to sustain this? People watched Saddam Hussein being attacked alone. They didn't come forward. Whether he was right or wrong, that's a different debate altogether. Still, whoever came in to, support him, nobody came. So nobody wants to risk that. Okay, that's one issue. Third World War. Another thing?
Actually, it is a hidden agenda, what we call like that. Because the whole America, even America is totally ruled by the main rulers who is at the top level. They are from Israelis, all are Israelis, nobody. Actually, it is a big agenda to take over the whole world control by Israelis.
By the Israelis.
Nobody knows that in depth. Whoever goes inside, they
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
So their plan is to totally capture the whole world.
New World Order. They have the concept of New World Order. And Hitler himself, he was so much angered with the Jews because he found that the Jews were almost in all the departments in Germany, and they were having an upper hand, and they were dictating terms, and they were being able to decide what has to happen. So he became totally against the Jews. I'm not with Hitler, but he sensed something. He said the Jews are working for dominating the world. He said that. He said that the Jews are working to dominate the entire world. So what we understand, the Jews are very much focused in dominating the world. Be seated, I think, yeah. They want to dominate the world. That is one aspect which we have to be very clear with. Now, anything else you want to? Yeah, they want to take revenge against Muslims. So how are they going to do that?
Since then, they started plotting.
Yeah.
If you see there is an issue, probably I can discuss regarding the Waqf later. I can explain the Waqf. What happened to the Waqf?
I agree to whatever you're saying. Whatever you're saying, I'm with you. Probably you're not able to bring all the facts here, but then I'm with you. Now, the moment if we say the Jews want to, take control over Medina, Muslims will be with them. I mean, will be against them, right? Muslims will not be with them.
Just not only Medina, whole Islamic countries.
Okay. But you know how they have gone into the system of Muslims? Jews are within the system of the Muslims now. They are controlling the most of the Islamic world. How? So Jews are controlled. The Jews are controlling the world. The Muslim world is controlled in a way. We all agree to that. You know what? Even the ideologies, like you come across the Shia. Generally, you come across the word Shia. How did this start? History? Who was Abdullah bin Sabah? Who was Abdullah bin Sabah? What happened between Ali and Muawiyah radiallahu anhuma? This is a history that we must study. The problem with the world today, we are just looking at one aspect and we come to decide that this is what it is final and let us do away with these things. The Yahudi, that is a Jew, he became a Muslim in disguise. He wanted to just fool the Muslims, Abdullah bin Sabah. And then he called most of the Jews whom he trusted to become Muslims. And then what he did, he made these people to get into the ranks of Muawiyah radiallahu anhu and Ali radiallahu anhu, and caused more hatred amongst the two and caused the fights. All these skirmishes were instigated by these people, and it led to the killings of many Sahaba. Many Sahaba died at that time. Abdullah bin Zubair radiallahu anhu, Talha radiallahu anhu, all these people, they got died at that point of time. So their legacy has not stopped. They are continuously working on what they started then. They're working. And what they have done, the concepts of the ideologies of Shiaism, very much it is borrowed from the Jew. It's all borrowed, it's all been tuned, fine-tuned. Now whatever is happening in, you're watching what's happening in Palestine. Iran is very strong. Would Iran come to safeguard? But you know what, you and I, we think of, we keep talking, why isn't Saudi Arabia coming and interfering? Why isn't Saudi Arabia coming and defending? Why is that me and you, we think in these lines? Because this is what it's been brought up. Now Saudi Arabia is whom we are wanting them to react. But why don't we want Iran also to react? Why? Now Iran will not come. Iran every second, he says he's anti-US, but he has a very good opportunity to say what he actually believes. But he doesn't want to come, and he will not come. Why he will not come? What he speaks is not what he really means. Now Saudi Arabia is not a khilafah. We must understand, Saudi Arabia has not taken all the responsibility for the entire Muslim world. If something happens in India, don't wait for the Saudi Arabia to come and defend us. So I'm not trying to speak, it's not there. Though there is a Khalifa who has already arisen in the Iraq, saying that he's a Khalifa, he has turned out to be killing a lot of Muslims. There's so much of blood on his hands. He has started to kill a lot of Muslims for whatever differences. Some of the scholars, they say he's a Khariji or whatever it is. Now if he is calling himself as a Khalifa, and if you believe in Khilafah, what is stopping you from going and giving bayah? Those scholars themselves, they have not understood who he is. So we cannot take chances. Now for example, what can turn out to be further? I will tell you what can happen further, inshallah. Na'uz billah, I don't want that to happen, but what can happen? If a person whom you or I, we select somebody from India or anywhere and we say he is a Khalifa. We select somebody and we say he is a Khalifa. What can happen next? That Khalifa from Baghdad, he can justify saying that hadith is there of the Prophet ﷺ in Sahih Muslim. When there is a Khalifa, if somebody stands for that office to become a Khalifa, kill him. Are we playing games out of this? Now the person who stands as a Khalifa, he will be killed, and all of his people, whoever has done bayah to him, will be killed. Now you see, this situation is getting too messy. So what you and I, we have to do at this point of time, forget about climbing Mount Everest. Right now you talk about Bangalore. Nandi Hills. Even Nandi Hills we haven't climbed now. We are in such shallow level. We are totally in a shallow level. Totally. And talking about world politics at this point of time, it gets too messy. How much ever you can stay away from this, it is better for you. Better for me. Better for us. I'm not trying to say that you should not stop the genocide in the world today. We have to. But where will you start it from? Have we been able to make a difference to the people of Gujarat, Muzaffarnagar, Saranpur? Forget about how many, not about the scale of the people who are dead actually. 1 or 2 or 10 or 15 or 100, whatever it is. Have we been able to bring about any difference in our own land? Yes or no? No. So we have not been able to succeed in our own land. We are actually a failure here. We as a Ummah, including myself. So do we have to continue this? No. This cannot continue. Now what is the way out is what we are here for. We are here to discuss what is the way out. What are the things that we need to work? What are the things we need to try and establish? So first and foremost, that what I can think of is dawah. Dawa has got 4 aspects, 4 areas. One aspect of Dawa is to call a person from shirk and kufr to tawheed. Call a person from shirk and kufr to tawheed. Another thing from bid'ah to sunnah. Another thing is from fahisha, evil things, to amal salihat, charitable activities, good activities. Another thing is from divisions, disunity towards unity. So these are the 4 aspects of dawah. And then there are 3 levels of dawah. The first level is to call a person to Islam. You say this is la ilaha illallah, you have to become Muslim. Second level is to educate him and give him more knowledge. Yes, you have become Muslim. How are you to understand Islam? 73 groups. Can you become anyone? Can you become a Qadiani? Can you become a Shia or Khariji? What do you want to be? You can choose any of the 73, you will go to Jannah. Is that how it is? No. So you have to give him very in-depth knowledge for him to understand the true path, that is the way of the Prophet and the way of the Sahaba, Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. That's very important. And then within the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, if you want to talk about Ahlul Hadith and Ahlul Rai, that's a very scholarly discussion, which can be beautiful discussion that people have messed it up so totally in a very bad way. That is not how it is supposed to be. It's a beautiful thing. We will discuss sometime. And then what was I talking about? Second level is about giving them enough knowledge, more knowledge. The third thing is to say, for a person, he becomes a Muslim and he has left his family. He, from his Hindu family, he has become a Muslim. Now his family members are disturbing. They want to harm him. They want to harass him. And you and I, we are supposed to give him protection. So are we in a position to give protection? I will tell you a recent case. From Delhi, a lady, she became a Muslim. She is supposed to be a deaf lady. She became a Muslim. She came to Bangalore after knowing one of the Dawah centers. I don't want to mention any of the names. And she was given asylum. And she was taken to another place, a hostel, where she could gain some knowledge. Then the people from Delhi, they came to know about her. And they came here. They said, give her girl back. Now this girl, she doesn't want to go. She's saying that if I go, they will kill me. Now the Muslims there, they call me up and they say, like, what are we supposed to? I said, you take this case, give a written letter to us, and we will stand up for her. Inshallah, whatever it may be, we will stand up for her. We'll go legally and we will do everything, inshallah. Now the pressure was so much that they succumbed to it, and the girl was given to the family and she's gone. Now what is she doing? Where is she living and how is she living? You and I, we don't know. Is this how we have to live? No, we are going to call people to Islam, and we are saying that, you become a Muslim, there is Jannah and everything. We do all that, and halfway, we just want to wash our hands off. Is this what Dawah is for? No. So there is major areas where we are not actually prepared to give the right directions and to actually work in the cause of Islam. So we are here to discuss about that. All of you with me? All of you with me? Yeah, inshallah. So even before going to the real discussion, I want to talk about the issue of the Gaza itself, whatever is happening now. There is a major planning which is working to attack Saudi Arabia. Try to understand the ploy. Right now, Palestine is being attacked, but the Muslim masses are against Saudi. They feel that Saudi has betrayed. Saudi has got all the weapons and they are not helping. So that is the angle. Mindset is, how we are all feeling. Saudi has to move. Then there will be good times. And now, meanwhile, you have Iran to this side. You have to the other side Iraq, wherein you have ISIS already preparing to attack. And whoever attacks America is with them. And America, whoever was America's friend or ally, or in good terms like Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, all of them were, they were all good friends of Saudi Arabia. They were good friends. Donald Rumsfeld was having good relationship with Saddam Hussein. You see Osama bin Laden, he fought the war against Russia. With whom? He was in good terms with the CIA. And he was called as the warrior in the Independent newspaper. He was called as the warrior at one point of time in the Western media. And later on, when he, after the war, he was made the terrorist. So now what we have to understand, there is major danger even for Saudi Arabia. Am I trying to say that what the king is doing is all right? Everything is 100% Islamic? No. We are not pro-Saudis. There is no Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa Malik Saudi Arabia. Do we have? In part of Iman, we have to also believe the king of Saudi Arabia. It's not their part of Iman. We don't have to do that. I'm not pro-Saudi at all. But we, by showing our aggression to Saudi Arabia, are we going to do any good for the Ummah is what my question is. If the king is being attacked, if Saudi Arabia is being attacked, who is going to benefit from that at the end of the day? Are we able to replace one regime with another regime? No. You have a case study right here in our times. What happened in Egypt? I was so much angry about Hosni Mubarak. I could not tolerate him going and shaking hands with the American president. Because that's how I was brought up, by seeing all the world scenario. And when there was, uprising in Egypt, I was very happy. I'm telling you about myself. I was very happy then. I said, there is some good times coming up. But what happened soon after that? Morsi came. Morsi was replaced by Sisi. All for Kursi. You understand? Morsi went, Sisi came, and he occupied the Kursi. So now what I'm trying to say, what good have we achieved at the end of the day by these uprisings? No. So there is an element of being very cautiously preparing the mindset of the masses. And you and I, we are not just some simple people. Your posts in the internet, it really impacts. It really makes somebody to accept or disagree or whatever, or even to have a debate or whatever. It is happening. So we have to be very careful of what is happening. We disagree with the king, his methodology, his foreign policies, everything. I'm not with him. But if you want to replace him, who is the one who's going to occupy? So if you're not having an alternative and you are going to target what is happening, it can lose more hold on what is happening. The people, the enemies of Islam, they will make use of this situation to kill the scholars. You see what is happening in the world. Whenever these guys, these anti-people, they attack the Muslim lands, they will attack our museums. They will attack our masjids. They will attack our universities. Like whatever is happening now in Gaza. They have bombed the Islamic University in Gaza. What is the interest there? When they attacked Iraq, Iraq's museum was attacked. Iraq is having so much of, treasures. So why are they attacking these kinds of places like museums and the universities and all that? So we have to understand, my dear brothers. So be very careful, be very watchful. Our focus should not get disoriented. Our focus is there. Yes, alhamdulillah, we want to establish an Islamic state all over the world. Yes. But how, when, who, all these things we are not prepared. Believe me, we are not prepared. Dr. Jafar Idris, Sheikh Jafar Idris, one of the great scholars of our times, he had written in one of the books, The Process of Islamic Civilization. In that he says, a Khalifa, he says, would be an outcome of its people. If we are good people, righteous people, the leader whom we choose would be righteous person. If we are ourselves corrupted, we are into so much of evil things, and we choose a leader, then you will have somebody who is irresponsible. So what he is saying, you need to work on your community for them to understand the faith, and for them to understand the importance of doing good deeds, and to understand what is right and what is wrong. And from there, the Khalifa must emerge. And he gives an example saying that it is like a child being born out of a womb. A child, an embryo, being born out of the womb. If the embryo is sound, if the womb is sound, then the embryo would be sound. If the womb is weak, then the embryo would be weak. It can lead to miscarriage. That's what he said. And I can see that whatever is happening today, it is that. People were screaming their guts out that we need Khalifa, but a person stands up and we are not with him. Telling you what's happening. People wanted to get rid of, Hosni Mubarak. He's out of the place. Still there's no peace. And if we are not taking lessons again, after all that what we have seen in our times, and we're going to repeat something again, then we will be part of this mess. We'll be part of this mess. Fine, all said and done. Why have I brought you all, most of you, whom I have personally sent messages and invited you? Because I believe that you have to take great leadership in the coming days, inshallah. That's the reason I have called you all. We have to have our thoughts institutionalized. We have to keep our thoughts which are synchronized together. We have to move together. And when we are moving together, there should not be one horse pulling this side, the other horse pulling the other side. That's why I'm trying to give you the world scenario and where I and you, we stand at the point of time. At this point of time, what have I done? What have you done? That's right. Very true. In our area, in our locality, Islam. My area, my road, Islam. I want to talk about Islam to my people. How have I been able to do? Have I been successful or not? I am not successful. In my own area, in my own road, in this road, I'm not able to reach them. So how are we going to reach? So I've got certain formulas, I want to share it with you. So one of the things is that we had started a concept called Ummeed. Ummeed. It's a charitable activity. You go onto the streets, you teach people about, keeping the roads clean, telling people how to keep their roads clean, and also anti-dowry, educating them that don't get into dowry. These kind of social evils, we are working against the social evils, and we can get into the localities. We can get into. And when you are giving a leaflet to a non-Muslim or Brahmin, and you say like, we are working about keeping the roads clean and against dowry and all that, do you think you'll have any repercussions? Absolutely no. Nobody will come and say like, Oi, Tulkuru bolgada bedbeda. Nobody will say that. I haven't come across anybody saying that. But you know what, when you do this, the Muslims may come and object you. You know how they will come? I'm telling you based on our experience. They'll come and say, how did you print in this pamphlet Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's name? These are the questions that will come. Why did you print the name of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the back of your t-shirt? Why didn't you print it in the front of your t-shirt? All these various questions will come and, it will come and hit you. So most of the repercussions would be from the Muslims. The 72 groups, there are 72 groups. And 73. We all want to be within that one group. We all want to be within that one group. But you have to accept 72 are going to be anti. They're going to be saying, don't be with them, don't be, they're wrong, they're misleading. All these things you'll have to hear. So this is one aspect, that is like you are having the activity of Ummeed, this one. So I want one person to take up this and say like, I am going to lead this. Khalas. How you're going to do it, all that will be explained later. Getting into the details of it, we will talk about it later, inshallah. How it has to be done. We are not here to talk about how it has to be done. We are here to identify who will be doing it. You understand what I'm saying? Those are issues with the KFC. How they are actually slaughtering. Are they saying the kalima? And what is the masala which they are putting? They're using the masala, Sometimes you don't use much of masala. I'm talking about other places. The masala that people use, the spices, it has got cochineal. Cochineal. Cochineal is an insect. That cochineal is been dried and that is made into powder, and it's like, you see cockroaches. This cochineal, if you happen to see, just go into Google and try to see what is cochineal. It is very much typical cockroach. It is not something edible. But these guys, they make, you don't know how much of cochineal has already gone into your system. I'm very sorry to say that, it's already there. It's there. You can't run away. You go into some hotel there, you're traveling and you say that nice masala, it's looking very red and all that. You don't know what gets into your system. Are we having a supervising team for this? In Bangalore, I'm not talking about the world. Saudi, they are doing, let them be answerable for their activities. Now Cadbury's, recently we came to know. Almonds, almonds and, which one? Which is the other one? Almond and I think even raisins. It had porcelain. what do you call that? Yeah, it had pork in it. Porcine. You call it porcine? Porcine was there inside.
And regarding KFC and McD's, chicken is mostly sourced from McD's.
So there's a person who's already into it. He's into that already. Research has been done, mashallah. We had a session on that. Another thing, the capsules that you have, the tablets, it has got gelatin. And gelatin is taken from the pork, the meat, and from that the fat is separated, and from that they produce gelatin. And you have the candy chocolates,
Used for cakes also.
cakes and all. So
Ice creams.
many a times we go somewhere and they give you the cake, we eat. But how much of it are we? So dawah, let us not limit dawah to just I'm calling a person to Islam. No. Our thinking of dawah should be beyond that. It is to ensure that we are actually in a position where we are able to live Islam in our vicinity, in a place where we live. First, primarily, is where we are living. Secondly, we can extend our borders. Later on, we can extend our borders. First and foremost, we have to make an impact in our own place. The first thing you will be post in whenever you're talking about some revolutionary talks, you want to say, I want to do this, I want to change that. First and foremost, what have you done to your own place? How far have you made a difference to your own people? If you are not, then we have to just maintain little, be a little more calmer. Low profile, low key. So what I'm trying to get at, we have to work on Halal India. Halal India. This is a team. We have identified some of the scholars who are actually working in Tamil Nadu. Mufti Umar Sharif Kasmi, he's working on it. We need to collaborate with him. We need a department which is working with clear recording of the data, clear recording, follow-up, everything in a very professional way, not just doing, Hamara Admi, you want to do some activity, Hamara Admi hai na, kaisa bhi kar lo. Not that. Everything organized. I need people. See, I'm just talking what we need to be doing. But I need people who can do this. Believe me, I'm not going to be doing that. I need people who can do this. I want people who can get what we can get, inshallah ta'ala. So I'm bringing forward to you, inshallah ta'ala. What I can do is I can be a whistleblower. Whenever things go wrong, I'm going to blow the whistle. Say like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. I want this to be done. Probably that's my job. But the people who can do would be one amongst you, inshallah ta'ala. Then, schools. How many schools we have in Bangalore? MashaAllah, there are many schools. Islamic schools. Now, how are the non-Islamic schools? How are the un-Islamic schools? Vibgayar is in front of us. What happened in Vibgayar is just a hype now. Believe me, this is not the first time it has happened. It's been happening many times. It has happened in Madaris. It has happened in madrasas. People were actually beaten up in Koramangala and even in near Commercial Street. I don't want to mention the exact place, though I know where exactly it all happened. Even recently, it happens. Don't tell me that, Salafi madrasa, everything is safe, even there. Because there is no follow-up. There is no safety, security. So a lot of people are not sending their children even to the madrasas. I just spoke to a person just 2 days ago, on Friday. He's a religious brother. He said, I fear to send my son to a madrasa, or a girl to the madrasa.
It's very true.
So forget it. Now, what is our vision of an Islamic school? Safety, security, all this we have to have. And Assalamu alaikum, please come take a seat. Islam. And along with that, the right knowledge has to be given to them. The correct information has to be given to the children. We have to nurture them. We have to prepare them to be prepared to face the world. Without giving them false information, just give them the facts and let them know what's happening around so that they know how to live in this world. They should know. So that preparation has to happen from an Islamic school. Now if I say Al-Bashir International School is there for the whole of Bangalore, mashallah, my job is done. No. Our job is not that. We haven't started a school for just a number of children. It is for the community that we should think. And if we can participate in whatever way that we can share our thoughts and we can help many schools mushroom across the city and then across the state, then across the country, then we are successful, inshallah ta'ala. We just have to work. So one department head working on this alone. Consultation. What is the curriculum? How are we going to start the school? What are the easiest ways to start the schools? Whatever know-how you want, inshallah, you can get it, inshallah. It's all there. Brother Sheikh has already maintained a file also, inshallah. We need people to head. We need heads who can do this job. And if you are not going to do this job, while you have all the technical know-how, then we are utter hopeless people. I don't want to say failures or what. We are hopeless, fit for nothing. You know what has to be done, and yet you are so lax and you are laying back. And how can it happen? It should not happen. We have to raise. See, we cannot dream of some dramatic change, some instant change. Some dramatic and instant, immediately, spontaneously, you want to see something like, Aladdin's jinn, Aladdin and the lamp. You find Aladdin and the lamp. You have the jinn coming and saying that, what do you want? I can change. You want a palace here? You will have it here. A lot of people, they say, Ya Allah, Palestine walan ke upar raham kar. Do you think Allah is not showing mercy? Allah is showing mercy. People are saying, hum dua kar rahe hain. We are making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When is Allah's help going to come? Did we say, oh Allah, help us to liberate Palestine? No, first you ask, I ask. Instead of saying, oh Allah, why aren't you helping the people of Palestine? How are we supposed to ask, oh Allah, help us in liberating Palestine? Did we make that dua? And how far are we sincere in making that kind of dua? Are we doing something at all? So we want to always pass on the buck to Allah. Allah, you do. Allah, you do. What are we supposed to do? Musa alayhi salam, when he was there amidst the Red Sea, what was he asked to do? Hit the ocean with the staff. That much you do. At least that you have to do. Allah could have just split it, na? If he wanted, what he should have done? Musa, don't do anything, I will just take care of you. You don't do anything. But what Allah did, He commanded. Musa, you do your job. But at that point of time, Musa alayhi salam could have been thinking, or people, why with the staff? What can this do? No. Yaqeen, taqwa, iman. What will it ask you to do? It will ask you to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immediately without questioning. And that's what Musa alayhi salam did. Right now, I and you, I don't want to exclude myself. It's I and you. It's we. We know what we are supposed to do. Yet, are we doing that? No. And we are talking about big things, big things. We want to build the 4th floor even before the ground floor is built. That's the problem with us. The ground floor is not yet prepared. We want to build the 4th. Khilafah. Where will Khilafah come? Here right now I'm telling you, fine, don't go too far. We select one Amir for entire Bangalore. Okay? I will take one person. I will take one person from Sabilur Irshad. I say this is the man for the entire Bangalore. Do you think he'll be remaining to be the leader for his tenure? No, it's not going to happen. It's just some sort of flimsy idea which is running in your mind, which is not really going to be practically achieved. It's not going to be achievable. It's really not going to happen. Why are you thinking so far? It's not going to. Forget about that. One Jamaat. Forget about that. I'm not talking about the entire Bangalore. Forget about that. You say you are Salafi or you are Ahledis, okay? I say for this entire Salafi Ahledis Jamaat, you are the leader. You are going to be left free. You're going to be comfortable. They'll finish you. Who will finish you? Your own Jamaat will finish you. Hey, I'm not joking. I'm serious. Do you agree with me or not? It's going to... That is the fact. That is the fact. I take Sheikh Ahmadullah Qureshi and say he's the leader for the entire Ahledis. Would they leave him? They beat him up so badly, you know that. Or I say this man, I don't want to mention names, I've already mentioned enough. So what I'm trying to say, forget about that. It's not achievable. That is that which you're talking about, a leader comes, emerges, and he is going to take care of everything. It is just a dream. It's not achievable. You need to work on some foundations schools. People may laugh. You're talking about schools when genocide is happening there. Yes, I know genocide is happening there. We know what is happening in Syria. People are getting killed. But believe me, we don't have the options which we can immediately think of. It's not like one button and we send an army there and we win the enemies there. No. Right now we have to think of what happened to Sumayya radiallahu anha. Sumayya radiallahu anha and Yasir radiallahu anhu. They were the parents of Ammar radiallahu anhu. So they were being tortured along with the believers, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was moving across. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was moving across, he was just making dua. And made dua, let these people be amongst those who enter Jannah. Among the foremost people who will enter Jannah. That's the dua. Why didn't the Prophet ﷺ immediately say like, yes, we're going to fight them. Fine, we are on haqq. We know that when Allah's decree comes, He can just finish off all the enemies. He could have decided upon then and there. No. Seerah is always there for us to take guidance. It is not going to be in a sequence all the time. It cannot be in a way that, you are moving in a sequence. It's not like right now we are in Sumayya's period and then we will have to go to, there has to be boycott. We have to wait that, the enemies have to boycott us, and then we have to wait that we migrate from one land to another. No. Every situation of every group of people in every land, it is going to be different. Based on the situation, you have to benefit from the seerah. This is not my word. This is from what I learned from Dr. Sheikh Jafar Idris. The process of Islamization, he's talking about this. He's talking about the very aspect of this. So right now, make a lot of dua. Make a lot of dua. That doesn't mean that you're not going to show any resistance. You are going to show resistance. But in whatever way it is possible. We are not going to take up arms. Believe me, I'm not going to take up arms. No. I'm declaring very openly, I'm not taking arms now. You understand? I'm not taking arms now. No. I'm not going to take up arms now. But is that an option? Yes, of course. Do we want to go and fight the tyrants? If you ask my heart, yes. But do you think it's going to work? No. So would a Muslim want to do something which will not work and become a fool and die as a fool? No. I don't want to die as a fool. And I don't want any one of you to die as fools. I don't want to see that. You have to live. You have to be the sparks for initiating a greater flame, so that a lot of people can take light out of it and take across that light and benefit and to illuminate the world with the hidayah. That is the vision. It cannot happen by just taking somebody as an inspiration and just going. No, we cannot. We have the role model with the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let me give an example of the case study. What happened in Germany? Hitler, he had a situation where Germans were having problem. They were being oppressed. Now he brought all the people, inspiring talks. Come on, let us all unite. Let us go fight and everything. He became a leader overnight. He was nobody. He was not even in politics. He was like a psychopath, a very person, overzealous and anxious person just to do something. He was a disturbed person who needed psychiatric help. He was a person like that. But he showed up himself to be a leader, and people took him as a leader. And what happened soon after? Bloodshed. So much so that he himself committed suicide. Is this the leadership? Is this what you and I want? No. We don't want that. We want the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have to be the khaira ummah. The khaira ummah should bring khair to itself and to the people around. The khaira ummah has to bring peace to people around. So we have to think on those. So school, we need to bring many schools. How many schools? How many schools? And how are we going to achieve that? You have to be practically thinking how to achieve that. Right now, don't you ever think, don't get fooled that Israel is occupying Palestine. Or don't you ever think Israel is controlling the affairs of America. You must understand the Israelis' mission is controlling even the place where you're standing and sitting here. Right now here. Here, I'm talking about Bangalore. Israelis are in good terms with India. And India wants to have very good relationship with the Israelis. However they may speak and whatever they want to talk, it's not going to be that way. They have a major agenda. The Israeli consul is here in Bangalore. You have, and then you have, recently they had, which is the place, Frankais, Alliance Frankais, they had this film show of the Israelis. Festivals happened here. And a lot of things, they have internal relationship. The people from the Indian government, Indian government, they happened to visit Israel, learn a lot of technical things from there and use it here. All these things, their understandings are very much there. They're very much controlling. And why am I talking about that? In a way, they've been able to infiltrate even to the field of education. What you're being taught is only because they want you to program you the way they want you to think. Very simple. Mustafa Kamal Pasha, how many of you have learnt in school books? Nawaz bhai, school books, I have come across Mustafa Kamal Pasha. We all have learnt. But how was he portrayed to be? Nice man, liberation, right? Mustafa Kamal Pasha was totally anti. Totally, I don't want to get into the details. He's somebody whom we don't want to learn. But why is that specifically we are identifying Mustafa Kamal Pasha? Isn't there Umar bin Khattab's life story? So they know exactly what they want to give you so that you take them as role models. So what I'm trying to get at is, you are being programmed. And if we are going to stick to the current system, they are completely controlling you, everything. Which syllabus you have to take, which you should not take, which books you have to read, how you have to conduct the class, everything is being monitored. And because of this, most of the madaris, they don't want to get into the system. Therefore, they don't want to get into the school system. Now, what we have to play a very wise game. We need to have recognition of the government, and we need to let our children pass, and we should program our children in a way that they become good practicing Muslims, not just for themselves, they have to become leaders. You need to give them leadership training. What is leadership training? A willingness to do something for the ummah. He has to take responsibility. Something is going wrong, he should feel that it is my task. I'm not going to be waiting for others to play that role. I have to do something. So that leadership quality has to come. So schools are part of dawah. We even declared last time 1,000 schools we wanted to come up with. So let it be a more of money generating. It has to be a money spinner. As brother, who is that? Somebody used the term money spinner. Brother Jeffrey. He said education, you have to make it that way. You have to generate funds. Now if you ask for zakat, a lot of people will say zakat money not for schools. Right on your face they will say zakat money not for the schools. For madrasa, yes, it is allowed. Fine. You want to get into the fiqh, difference of opinions, all that, I will not get into that. So you want to start building madrasas and not schools. So what will be the outcome of this mindset? What do you think is going to happen? You are going to work on madrasa. You are not going to put your children into madrasa. You and I are not going to put our children into madrasa, but you are wanting to fund for the madrasa. And what do you want to expect out of it? No engineers, no doctors, no historians, nothing. They will be there. Would they be able to communicate with the world? No. Would they become media people? No. Nothing. Would they know what is F-16? They know 16. You just say F-16, they'll be like, why, what is that? I'm not trying to mock at them. I'm trying to bring out the reality. If you are going to fund, what is the outcome that you're expecting? Fine. Don't give zakat to the schools. Have your own opinions. Be with that. No problem. But now if we are going to start schools and you're going to make it charity, how would you do it? Impossible. And the people who are going to work on this department with a great vision of starting 100 or 1,000 schools, they have to do everything for charity. For the sake of Allah. Din ke vaste, pure charity. That's what they expect. Your house, whatever happens, we don't care. You live like this. But for us, you do some good. Do some khair for the ummah. Is this going to work? No. Let us be practical. It has to be a money-making system. Money-generating system. People who are working, they are going to work as consultants. Their fees has to be collected. Workshops, it has to be in the form of collecting money, supporting them. And we have to provide the required service. Not just, okay, Islamic calm, we can do it anyhow. No. We have to start it in that way. This is the vision. We need to have consultancy, and we need to have it in a way, the model should be money generating model. Not that we are hungry for money. It's not for that. You need to keep the people around happy. You need to keep the teachers happy. A teacher who's been given 13,000, 14,000, she gets another school, it's a non-Muslim school, says, I'm going to give you 20,000. She would waver a bit. She would think, yeah, let me. And there she has to compromise on the hijab, but then what can I do? I have to take care of my family. She'll go to search for some fatwa and she'll say, yeah, your family comes preference first. So she'll go. So what is happening here? We are misplacing things. Anyhow, as a part of something which I wanted to share, Sheikh Jibreen is one of the great scholars of our times who just passed away. He was a scholar who gave a fatwa that money can be given to anything that can benefit the ummah. Christians, they do it very well for convent education. They have a project. For convent education, they have a project. I may be called, I may be termed as a person who's going out of the mainstream thinking. I may be termed, but think, you also think how the people are working. A project, they would plan outside city, 2 acres of land, okay, and the construction about 2 crores, and the person who's administering this is this man who has got training there in this seminary, and he is the one suitable for this job, and it is totally his sole responsibility, and his salary is 50,000 rupees or 80,000 rupees, and he is the one, he has to be fed well. He has got a house there for him to manage, and he should have his own car and a driver. Everything is done. I think our brother Nawaz would be better to explain on this, how they are planned, programmed, and the project, they know exactly, this model is here, the next model is there. They know exactly.
And they also know how much time it will take for the get recognition also. Target oriented. When are we going to finish this?
So this is how they are working. And now we are not at all talking on those lines. We want schools, but how will it come? Who will bring it? You tell me. And you don't want, and you have to think beyond, my dear brothers. You have to think beyond. If you say, okay, fine, don't touch on zakat. Okay, zakat, you say, you disagree with me. Okay, leave it. Sadaqah is there. Donation, sadaqah is beyond the 2.5%. You can take that sadaqah and use it for the ummah. It's not for your own self. Make it totally transparent. How the money is coming in and how the money is going out. Keep it totally transparent. Who's got a problem there? Nobody is eating anybody's money here. So you have to keep it that. Schools is another area. Then we are working on Islamic institutes, which could be learning centers, like how right now we'll be starting BAIS here and MAIS in this center. That is BA in Islamic Studies, which you have finished under the Preston International. They're going to conduct this, the classes here, and provide education for those who have already finished second PU, inshallah ta'ala. That is going to happen here. I mean, of course, this will be monitored by the team here. That's not a problem. It's going to be a distant learning system. You'll be given all the content. On and off, you'll be having certain classes to attend. Yes. Okay, these are the activities. Then we have this KDCA, Karnataka Dawah Centers Association, which is in local language to reach out the masses of Karnataka. And right now, even Maharashtra has started in local language to work, so that's one thing. The Mission Possible is all about whenever the Muslim community is being pricked, like for example, somebody is lifted overnight, one lady called Aisha or Asma, she is picked up by the intelligence and taken to the cell without telling anybody, and she's been accused of getting into terrorism. At that point of time, we are in action. Mission Possible is in action. Immediately, what is the legal proceedings, media approach, whatever we are supposed to do, we are doing. Sometimes even peace protests, like what we can do. So Mission Possible is happening here under the coordination of Brother Zakir. Brother Zakir himself, he is a journalist. He works for the twocircles.com or twocircles.net. Then we have initiated Halal Jobs. Sister Zara is taking care of that. And Halal Jobs is all about providing jobs for the Muslim community, wherein they are able to practice their religion wherever they are working. And prior to that, we even go and talk to the people who are providing opportunity for finding jobs, that you have to ensure that there is Islamic ambience here. Okay. Then we have Nikah Medisi, brother Khalid. He's the one who's taking care of that. MashaAllah, a lot of reverse marriages were conducted here. A lot of people who are poor, their marriages were being conducted in a simple way. Their legalities like affidavit, everything is taken care of. Affidavit is done here. And then what else is done? Their marriages, certificates, whatever is legal issues, everything is taken care of here, inshallah. Then Ansars. Assalamu alaikum. Ansar. When I say Ansar, you can pull the chair, brother. You can pull the chair. Assalamu alaikum. Nice to see you, brothers, after a long time. Muddathir? Mufassir. Okay, mashallah. You have another brother, right?
Yeah,
Mudassir, right? Nice to see you. Barakallahu feekum. So now we have another department called the Ansar. Ansar. Where do you get this word Ansar from? Yathrib, Medina. Ansar by definition means helpers, and here just like how the Muhajirin, the migrants, they got help from the helpers, we need to help the people who are coming to Islam. How are we going to? We need to have hostels where they have 3 months course, 6 months course to finish certain course and go. At least somewhere in Karnataka we need at least one. At least one. It's so shameful that we don't have even one. You know that? We're calling people to Islam, and a person says, I want to get into some place where I can learn Islam, and we say we don't have that kind of thing. Since when, you know? I'm telling since the time that I'm in the field of Dawah. It's a shame on me also. Very sorry to say that. It's a shame. All that we do is we can give some books, DVD. What are we doing? We're not able to address the issues. I'm sorry to say that. We need a department. Am I talking, making it seem like too many things? No, it's very easy, inshallah ta'ala. You know why it's very easy? Assalamu alaikum. You know, every department you will have the period of inception. Every department will have a period of inception. You will start. You will be sowing the seed. Then you will start watering. And you will wait for it to grow. It will take time. You cannot see the fruits immediately. It will take time. It may take 5 years, but you have to sow the seed some point of time. You sow it today, somebody would reap it later, inshallah. But do it in the right way. Unless and until we don't do it in the right way, you can't expect any change. So now, then we have Tibb Nabawi, when it comes to the prophetic medicine. We have hijama classes here. Then we have even Ruqya sessions were also conducted. We need to take that also ahead, inshallah. Then Dawah Net. How are we going to reach the influential people and the celebrities and the non-celebrities of our land? Who is going to meet Siddaramaiah? Siddaramaiah. I want people to go and meet Siddaramaiah. Give him books, give him DVDs, have 1 hour discussion, and you are trained enough to know what you're going to speak. And that department knows how to follow up. And Siddaramaiah is on and off met, and he is called to Islam, and he becomes a Muslim, inshallah. Our team has to go to meet Modi and talk to him, call him to Islam, and he has to become Muslim, inshallah. But not just by dreaming. It has to be under a team leader who is programming, who is maintaining, he is preparing records, and he is giving follow-ups. That has to be the way. So we need department heads. Then lifeguard system, LGS, lifeguard system. It's a very interesting thing. It has to be there. I think Brother Sheikh is very fascinated to hear about that. Probably he wants to take up that department. Okay, what is lifeguard system? We have men in uniform, and they know the aspects involving the scout training, like NCC. They know archery, they know how to use a gun, they know self-defense, and they're in uniform. They know how to walk, they know how to talk, and they know how to deal with the situation. And they are the lifeguard system who's there for serving mankind. You understand? Anywhere, any need is there. Say, for example, there is flood somewhere. Our team goes there, prepared. They are having the skilled, specialized people. They go there. They help the poor to come out of the area which is affected by the floods. They set right the things, and they do their job in a very professional way, and they come back. Irrespective of caste, creed, color, or nationality, they are going to do service to mankind. Excellent? This is what we have to do with the lifeguard system. When there's a riot, just like how people call, to the fire engine when there's fire, When there is a riot, just go on and call up this number. They will be there for you at your service. They come there with the cameras, with the crew, and whatever is required with the follow-up, calling up the intelligence, and they come and they surround the place in a way that there is safety. If there's a problem, they will have to stand in a way that it is appropriate, and they have to provide safety. This is the lifeguard system. Do you think it is just thought of just for the heck of it? No. You are in a situation that you have to prepare on this. If you don't, then you are not prepared. Why is the rabbit unafraid? Huh?
Because it's able to run fast.
Why is the rabbit unafraid? Because it is prepared. Anthony Hopkins, isn't it his name? One time he said, because it is prepared. You know, even if a lion is coming to attack, the rabbit is not running. You know why? Because it has got gun behind. It's prepared. So if you are prepared, you are safe. You have to be prepared. Or else you will have the fear. And you're going to do dawah on the streets, just like in the open air. Do you think that is how the Prophet ﷺ meant? Prepare. You need to have people around, monitor. If somebody is coming to attack, you know how to solve it. You know, you should be trained to diffuse it. Diffuse it. And now all of these departments need people, and it needs to generate funds. If you don't do that, believe me, if you don't do this, believe me, we're going to live as unprepared people who were living here for some time. And people who write in history books, there were people who were living, nice, righteous people. They were nice people, they were good people, but they were perished. But Allah would replace with somebody else, you know. Allah would replace. Islam will not get perished. Those set of people, they were perished. Islam will remain. Whether I and you are there or not, Islam will remain, and Islam will prevail, inshallah. There's no doubt about it. But for me and you, for how are we going to live, that's very important. So if we have to prepare in this area, you know, we can see good results, inshallah. If we are serving mankind, not just Muslim community, you have to stop and diffuse, and you have to keep it everything open. Go and meet the department heads, the police department. Say who we are. Introduce ourselves. Say like, this is what we are. Call them for our meetings. Make them speak. Get recognized by we are the peace-loving people. Show that. Who would come and disagree? No. Every department that we're going to start, everything will contribute for each other in maintaining a very good profile and to carry a very good image. So immediately the world will think who you are, inshallah. So LGS is a very important thing. LGS, do not underestimate this area. You have to work on this. Then of course, publications. We need to come up with publications. We have already come up with children's series, then adult series, then management series. Another area where people have to come out with publications in marketing of the books and everything. Dead End Media is coming up with small videos, clips, and providing news, informations, all about content. Yes, fundraising department is a very important department. You see people like CRY. Heard of CRY? Charitable Child Relief, and many other people, even from the UN, they have fundraising activities. You know how they do it? They have a department. A person is there, he calls up, he sends mail, he finds out an appointment and sends a person to go meet that person, do all the required thing, take the checks, give the receipt, maintain all that, and that is how they grow. And now I just sent him a mail, he has not responded. You know, we just want to send an SMS to everybody in general and say like, I have sent the message, and why people are not giving funds, I don't know. No, that's not how you do. You have to have a department. One department head has to take care of this thing of fundraising. It's not a very simple job. Fundraising is in itself is important. I have given to CRY sometime. When they had come here, he came, he explained very good things. I gave him here when we were running Reliance Polypack. A Christian, he came to me. He said, we're doing all these good things. We gave him money. That's it, because it's a good cause. But if he has not come and he's just putting some mail to me, do you think I'm going to respond? That's not going to happen. That's not how. So the professionalism in fundraising is also important. websites monitoring, websites. I see some techie people like Labid Bhai. I need a very good image which has been portrayed on the website. Totally different, totally amazing. Whatever we're doing, and through that we need to add on to the numbers. Like every department need many people who have to be classified and maintained accordingly. Every department head should know where this man should fit into. And all these things, informations, contacts, whom to contact, everything the website should give. That's something, inshallah. Okay, websites. And then outside events, yes, a lot of people should be trained to become speakers and also go conduct certain workshops on your own area, whatever you are very much happy with. Say, for example, somebody wants to talk about publications and you want to conduct a workshop in Davangere. We'll make it all possible for you. You have the freedom to go, talk, keep the department clear. Then, of course, there are many things. There is Andalus Research Center, which we have in the school, which with respect to preparing content for the books. We can come out with study aids for the future, coming with videos, programs, systemizing in the way that we can present the Islamic history for the children and make it in level-wise. This is the first level, this is the second level, this is for the first standard child, second standard child. Preparation. So I'm seeing a lot of people is thinking, why so many things have been present? Yes, I'm presenting. You think where you will fit. I'm presenting so many things, not that, I'm expecting one of you to take up all of these things. So don't think that way. And not that I'm asking you to become the leader. No, if you know somebody from amongst your circles who can become a leader for one of these departments, bring him here. Like one of you can't take up this task, fine. I know a person who can take up this task. Bring him here, inshallah. Then of course we conduct UIA, United Islamic Aid examinations for IRF. And then KIU examination is also being conducted. I think one of the sisters is also, she's present here, who has given the exams through KIU, Knowledge International University. Then very soon we'll be joining the Amazon sales, where we'll be able to sell our products, the books through Amazons. Then of course we start thinking of Medina Township. I've given a name called Medina Township, wherein we start Islamic townships. When that has to generate money, make all the thing legal. 200 houses in this area with a masjid and people live there with peace. Bring that, Islamic township. And Islamic centers, we can start in Mangalore. These are the things which are borrowed from people, Don't think that I've just taken everything from my own thinking. No, a lot of things we have made to learn. In Mangalore, I've seen all these things happening. Say about 20 people are here. They say, okay, for this project, each one of you shell out 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs. And they shell out 15 lakhs, 3 crore is here. And what they do, they buy a plot for 1 crore or whatever in the vicinity, very much in the city area. And they say, your shop, this, you can buy this, the other shop you can buy. And they get it at a less price. And later on, they keep one more floor for the masjid, for people to come and pray daily salah. And it is not called as a masjid. How the system? You are actually taking the money of the people, making it into a business center, and then you have a place for salah where your daily obligations are fulfilled. This is how you need to grow. This is how we must think. Then of course, AIDCA, All India Dawah Center Association, is already been formed in Mumbai. So that's a team which is working. I'm just giving you some information. All India Islamic Schools Association is formed in Chennai just recently, but the process is on its way. All seats here and there, waiting for the growth. Then BMWA, Bangalore Muslim Women's Association. They are, mashallah, they're doing good job. Sister Zara, then I don't want to say Sister Daulat. Daulat, she's my wife. So she is into it. Salam. So Bangalore Muslim Women's Association, they have 3 areas of working. One is in imparting knowledge, and then social service. Imparting knowledge, social service. Third one, I want the answer from the sisters only. What is it?
Legal issues.
There's a word for that, isn't it? Social activism. Am I right? Yes. So the three things. One is social activism. What is social activism? Knowledge, yes, of course, inshallah we'll be conducting Qiraat classes. Not the Qiraat class, it's Tajweed. Tajweed class, it's already been fixed, inshallah. Sister Amina bint Sultan, she'll be conducting classes here, inshallah, just for the sisters. Then calligraphy classes for men and women, that will be conducted here. Okay. And for the sisters especially, they are into going to schools and conducting some classes for the children there, and they're also having social service in the form of going to hospitals and helping the needy there, giving them some sort of assurance, and also giving them some gifts. They're planning on those nights. So Bangalore Muslim Women's Association, and the third part of the Bangalore Muslim Women's Association is social activism. What does that mean, social activism? Now, somewhere in the media, you will find one Noor Jahan, she is saying that polygamy is wrong. Who is saying this? A Muslim named person is saying polygamy is to be abolished. And she says burqa has to be abolished. She says that in media. And her name is Noor Jahan. And she is part of the Bharat Mahila Mandal, something of that kind. Then, some Morcha Mandal, something is there. And this is taken seriously by the people. It is taken seriously by the judges. Even Kajju and all these people, they are all very happy with this movement. Everybody is taking seriously except for the Muslims. World is taking seriously their comments, their programs. People are saying, yes, this movement has already begun and it's required. But Muslims, we will see when it happens, we will see. That is our stand. Now what are we supposed to do? See, that is how I'm planning. Social activism. Now social activism, I need about 10 women addressing the press, saying that we want the right to wear the hijab. Who's going to address that? Women. The Muslim women have to address, not me, not you, and one amongst the men. Yes, if you address, it is possible. But you know what? You are actually, subjugating the women. You are not the spokesperson. They have to speak. So now you say, women, can they go to the, you will come and ask me, is there a fatwa? Can the women go and address in front of the non-mahram? Her voice, can it be expressed? And all these things you will ask me, and I'll give you the fatwa, inshallah, from the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, inshallah, without compromising. So inshallah ta'ala, I'm sorry to say, this is how it goes. Every time you come out with an idea, people keep on coming and is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible. Sharia has been very clear. The fiqh is very clear. You can just look into it, you can apply it. So we want this to be activated. That's very important. Those who know how the world is moving, you should know these are all very important. You have to get prepared. So this is it. So we have the brother Nadeem, who will be here to correspond with all the departments. If you are having 15 to 20 departments, inshallah ta'ala, brother Nadeem would be a single person who would be corresponding with all of you, inshallah ta'ala. How you feel, brother Nadeem? Alhamdulillah. That is the best thing you can always say. Start with Bismillah and say Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Because with our strength we can do nothing. Inshallah. We are going to say Inshallah, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, and we will see the results, inshallah ta'ala. Inshallah ta'ala. So this is the vision, inshallah ta'ala. I want your support. Why I've called you all here is, don't think that I came to listen to a lecture. I didn't call you for giving you a lecture at all. I'm sorry. I wanted to give some responsibilities, and I want to see your faces regularly. Whatever you do, I don't care, but show your faces regularly. I just want to see your faces regularly so that we are morally getting strengthened for moral activities. You understand? And the more you show your faces, the more you are getting known to me, the more I can trust you. I can't expect a person, he just showed his face now and I say, okay, you take up this department. I can't do that. It's not possible. I want you to show your face. I want you to show what you are, not to do riya, but to show me that you are capable of doing this, inshallah ta'ala. So that you will be able to do. Inshallah, believe me, each one of us, we can do wonders, inshallah ta'ala. Each one of us. There's so many areas. is especially in the Dawanet, which I was talking about, meeting the celebrities and all that. Amazing work. And the Ummeed activity through which we'll be reaching the local area, that will make people get familiarized with us. And then we can initiate at the next level Dawa there. Initially, when we go and start distributing the pamphlets on, on the Islam and Akhirah and all that, immediately you will find repercussions. So instead of that, you go on a different style, different operation, present about what is the good things about dowry and all that. And when a Muslim is doing that, itself is dawah. With the beard and with the cap, and you're walking on the street and you're giving good message, that is dawah. And you add on to the you add on to the database. This area you have collected database of 1,000 people. Inshallah, you invite them for another program where it is going to be totally core propagation activity. Totally it's going to be propagation activity. So you should know what you're going to talk. So this is the whole game plan, inshallah ta'ala. This is the whole game plan. I want people to take responsibility and say, I am going to do this. This is the area that it interests me, and I want to do this, inshallah ta'ala. And I would want Brother Sheikh Muhammad, who have been the General Secretary of DIET and also the Principal of Al-Bashir International School, to ensure that every department it is initiated with the team leader. Every department needs to be initiated. You have to plan. You have to use your thinking ability for this cause. Don't think that you are made for Al-Bashir Sakalwara. No, that is not what I believe. I feel you have a bigger responsibility. More than that, you have to come out of it. Because we are seeing, I am seeing and I am believing. You understand? Why am I giving it to Brother Sheikh and not to somebody else? There are many members in the trust. But why am I giving? Because he has been able to show up in his commitment by the grace of Allah. I'm not trying to praise him. I'm not going to get anything by flattering him. He's my brother only. It's like me if I'm praising him. So what I'm trying to get at is, very importantly, these departments has to start, and you have to take up this responsibility. Primarily, that has to start immediately, so that once we say the department, and you have the people here, I'm telling you, the people like Brother Mujib, Brother Sajjad, then Brother Abdul Rahman, then Sheikh Ejaz Umri, then Brother Abdul Razak, Nadeem is already here, Brother Irfan for the children's wing, Brother Samir, Brother Sajid, and Brother Labib, and Brother Adil, Khalid Bhai, Nawaz Bhai, then our Yunus Bhai, and Brother Dr. Rauf. And there are other people also who are here, known to me, and some of them are not known to me, so I'm not taking your names. Known to people, known to me, they are capable of doing a lot of things, inshallah. I don't know if they are understanding it or not. That's the problem. I really don't know. Do you think that you can? Inshallah, yes or no? Okay, more energy. Yes or no?
Yes, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah. We need to display what we are. You understand what I'm saying? The way we sit, the way we start the meetings has to be more professional. When we say we are going to keep the mobile phones off, it means it's off. Or when we say the mobile phone should be in silent mode, it means. When we say no one is going to enter here, it means it's no one entering here. It's final. When you decide on anything, any decision is made, then there is no compromise. We have to work like that, inshallah. When we say it is from this time to this time meeting, better look into the time also. We have another 20 minutes, inshallah. We need to follow with the timings. You understand? We will maintain all these things. We have to be very much calculative, inshallah, the way we are carrying ourselves. Say, for example, we have a delegation to be sent to meet the Commissioner of Police. Talking to him and calling him, inviting for one event. 4 of them have to go. Who are those 4? Exactly, we know who are those. Are they trained? Yes, they have to be trained. How are they going to meet? What are the things they're going to give? How are they going to gift? How long they're going to sit? Everything precision. And their database should be maintained. And their relationship. And after that what? Dawah. See, relations, however it is starting, through Mission Possible, or through Ummeed activity, or through schools or whatever way we are going to start. But end target, what is it? Dawah. It is not kalima. It is not shahada. Shahada is not the aim. My aim is not shahada. Why I am saying shahada is not my aim? That is not there in my hands. Shahada is not in my hands. It's for Allah to give. I'm going to do dawah. I'm going to invite him. You become a Muslim. If he's not become a Muslim, oh, what happened to me? I'm a failure. No, you're not a failure. The moment you did dawah, you are successful. That's all. Khalas. I am very selfish. I have to be successful on the day of judgment. We have to be successful on the day of judgment. So, shahada, yes or no, that's up to Allah. If somebody becomes a Muslim, you gave dawah, are you going to take credit for that? Who gave hidayah? You? Me? Allah gave hidayah. What I and you have to do, we are going to do the job. How much is accepted? Allah knows. How much of your job and my job, Allah has accepted. Allah knows. How much of iman you have had when you're doing that job, Allah knows. Based on that, you and I will get reward, inshallah. So outcome is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Result is with Allah. Ask for the tawfiq to do the job. So there are some people whom I can identify as spokespersons, inshallah ta'ala. I can identify one very important man who's sitting there, Brother Nawaz. You know, I don't think I have to be more clear, more explicit about him. He is a very good spokesperson. Huh? He works for a lot of people, and he's invited by non-Muslims to their get-togethers to present his views and his visions. Even he is part of the Chinese embassy. Somehow he's connected. He's got a lot of things which I don't want to put him into mess, you know. So I don't want to put him into a lot of unwanted things. But he is going to be one of the spokespersons. He can do that. He can make a person believe the crow is green. So why am I saying that? Because speaking ability matters. Media, how to address? Who is going to address? Anybody amongst us? No. Anybody who can do the job. Why am I saying? Because the recent media, what I was watching, the Israeli guy, he's been invited by the press and he's been posed questions. What about the bombing in the school? You know what? The way he's tackling the issue in a way as though he's portraying that he is actually feeling for the people who are dead. And not accepting what has happened is from their own hands. And also making the people believe that it is quite reasonable. You understand what I'm saying? This is the warfare. And when you are given an opportunity to come into the front of the media, you know what? You and me, we will show all our anger in front of the media. You know what? We will lose our audience. Operation success, patient dead. I have done my operation successfully, but the patient is dead. This is what happens. This is what the outcome is of our endeavor. So we should not stand here. There is a step ahead that we have to go, inshallah. And now we have come to that time. This is a time that we need to go one step ahead. I'm not here to finalize a lot of things here, but the vision is understood. Your commitment and my commitment is understood. And your commitment and my commitment is to show up our faces regularly in our meetings. Do not underestimate these meetings. Never underestimate these meetings. Meetings do wonders. A lot of ideas, a lot of suggestions, a lot of planning, a lot of programming, a lot of things come up, inshallah. Don't underestimate. You are wanted in the meetings. So inshallah, whatever I have spoken so far, you have heard, and I want you to pose some questions or pose some agreements, disagreements, or you think that, there's something else that you want to suggest, all limiting to what was discussed now. If you want to do something apart from what you have said, what I have said now, in case you have anything in the game plan, then you can talk to me separately or send a mail, or even after this session you can talk to me, apart from what has been discussed here now. But if you want to speak anything, let us speak with whatever is related to what I have spoken now. Anything, whatever I have spoken. So anybody, you can start. You have your time, inshallah ta'ala. You have about 15 minutes. Take the mic. Brothers, if you have heard me talk, then if you think that whatever was making sense, then that's good. But if you think that you have to express something more, please. We want to hear and we want to understand something in a better perspective. Yes, give it to Brother Sajid.
Okay, I was just to my native to celebrate this. I just came to learn few things which I was to share, which is related to this topic.
Yes.
I came to there is one single council, Muslim Muttahida Council in Bijapur, right? So which unites all sects of Muslims, whatever may be number there. So this has given a good results also. I think recently there was a short riot or massacre in Bijapur, which at the time of this recent election when this BJP reached, especially the market where majority Muslims were doing the trading. So they tried to.
Okay.
At that time, this unity helped to immediately stabilize that.
Mashallah.
So everything happening at the major event which is going on is Muslim.
Mashallah.
Same like what we are working in Mission Possible. Alhamdulillah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Because it is happening in a big way also. I think when I was attending Khutbah, Eid al-Fitr Khutbah, they also decided to have a get together in the coming, I think today only Sunday.
Okay.
It's a big get together where they are making, including all sects of Muslims, making a dua for Qasa. It was publicly given.
Okay, great. It's nice. I appreciate that. And that is a department from Mission Possible. Mission Possible's one of the job is to interact with all the organizations possible. Like for example, Karnataka Muslim Muttahida Tehreek, Karnataka Muslim Muttahida Mahaz, all these organizations, we need to establish contacts with them on one single point agenda. What is the single point agenda? Safety and security to all. That's it, nothing else. We're not talking about Aqidah, we're not talking about, because that's a different forum. We want to ensure safety and security to all the people of this state primarily. And secondary, we can work on other states also if we are able to, make other people understand how to work on this. So that is the thing which is connected with Mission Possible, inshallah.
From my point of view, what is that? At this need of the hour is unity. That's very, very important. So how we will fulfill need of the hour, whatever may be 72 you take it.
Okay.
But by the live presence, just like you said, we have to keep on attending meeting.
Yeah.
So that keeps us bond.
Yeah.
Only saying bond is not important. Some small sacrifices we have to make. How we can get together.
I'll come to that point. Brother has talked about unity. Let us understand what is unity, and let us also understand there's something called treaty. Unity and treaty. And you have to have both these things with you all the time. Don't forget unity and don't forget treaty. Unity is with those who believe like you about Allah, about the messenger, about the prophet, about the hereafter, about qadar. Whoever believes like how you believe, with him we have unity irrespective of what his beard looks like, what the length of the beard is, whether she is covering her face or not, whether his pant is above the ankle or below the ankle. Irrespective of all of these things, if you believe like how they believed, the Sahaba believed in Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusulihi wal yawmil akhir wal qadri khairihi wa sharrihi. In these aspects, including Salah, Zakat, and all these 5 pillars of Islam, they are our believers, they are our brothers in faith, and with them we unite irrespective of what the secondary fiqh issues differences are. Fine? We agree here? If somebody is having his hand on his navel, he is our brother for Salah. Somebody is having his doing Raful Yadain or not doing Raful Yadain, he is our brother. Somebody is even shaving his beard, he is our brother. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying just because it feels good. It's all from the understanding of the righteous predecessors. There are many fiqh issues. I don't want to get into that. See, this is how you have to get into I'm not coming out with a solution because it feels good. No, I can refer back to the previous generations, how they understood the deen. So with them we have unity. Another sect of people, with them we have treaties. They are different, we are different. Yet there can be peaceful coexistence. What kind of peaceful coexistence? Yes, come on, in your festival, I'm talking about, this 72 categories is different. I'm talking about non-Muslims. With them treaties, with the Christians. They are having a festival. they come with a sweet. They are having a festival, they come with a sweet. Now, can we take it or not? Question. Can we greet them or not? That's another question. Can we participate in their festival? That's another question. 3 different questions, huh? Not all 3 are not same. Can we take the gift, what they give in that occasion, if it is actually provided to their idols? If it is being dedicated, it is haram immediately. But if they are giving in their festivals something eatery, then I will give you quote from Ibn Taymiyyah Rahimullah. I will quote from Ibn Taymiyyah Rahimullah the hadith which goes to the Sahaba. I will quote from the Sahaba that the Sahaba they took. And after the Sahaba takes, and if somebody says you're doing wrong, then I say I am not of that understanding. You understand? I'm referring back to the Sunnah. I'm referring back to the Salaf. I'm quoting you from there, from the books, from the literature. And if they come and give you some gift and they say like, Merry Christmas to you, we are not supposed to reply them with the same word, Merry Christmas. No, we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to greet them. That's clear? And the other thing is, can we participate in the festival? No, absolutely haram. It's kufr. So there's a clear thing, how to unite, how to disunite. Unity and disunity is there. Treaty is possible. Treaty is possible. With the kuffar, with the disbelievers, we can have treaties. There are many areas we have to do that. The problem with people today is we don't know how to unite and where to unite and how to disunite and where to disunite. We don't know. And all of these things can yield some positive results only if you refer back to the previous generations. Without that, if you want to do anything, it will mess up. And I've seen a lot of people messing it up. Even with respect to this unity which you're talking about. These people, this Mutahida and all that stuff, you are thinking good. How they are thinking, you don't know. You are thinking based on Quran and Sunnah. How they are thinking is not what, you don't know which book they are referring to. So whichever book they are going to refer back and their ideology is formed by that, then believe me, that is also a call of shaitan. The Prophet ﷺ said, this is a straight line. This is a straight line. He was making a straight line. Then he made some more lines to the lateral lines, many lines, and said, from every door, you have a shaitan inviting you. Every door you have a shaitan inviting you. And you'll mess yourself. I'm not telling you, we should have treaties, but you should know where is the treaty and where is the unity. Let's have treaties. What do I say? Treaty. Treaties.
That was good only when something is going against a Muslim as a unity. Any Muslim gets hurt, the help is coming from that group.
That's good. We will unite with them. We'll unite with them.
Not following that.
I agree.
A security, reason is the security and safety.
Yes. Even that security, safety, we should understand, is this unity or is this treaty? We should understand. For example, a person, he's into grave worship, okay? Completely grave. He feels that is the right way and everything. For me, I will have a treaty with him. I will have a treaty with him. For example, Shia is there. They go bang their bodies and they bleed in the Muharram and all that stuff. They do all that stuff. They give lanat on the Sahaba. All that they do. They are living with us. Can we have peaceful coexistence? Yes, we can have peaceful coexistence. I'm not going to harm them. Just because they're Shia, it doesn't mean that their blood is halal for me. I can kill indiscriminately. Haram. Our Muslim youths are getting into these haram things. They're justifying that, the ISIS is killing Shia, so what's the problem? Astaghfirullah. Who gave you the liberty to kill anybody? It's not there. So we have to understand, we can have treaties even with the Shias, saying that, please, I'm not going to harm you, you don't harm. Our enemy, common enemy, you have to come for me, I'm also coming for you. But always be careful. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had a watch. Yes, you want to take a question? You want to? Okay, I'll come to you, ma'am. So Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was very careful. You understand how careful? He used to have treaty with the Yahud, Banu Nadir, Banu Kainuka, Banu Qurayda. Sometimes he used to come out of the treaty. He used to have treaties with the Makkah's mushriks. He had treaties with them. But when one of them backstabbed, the Rasulullah ﷺ came to help the other non-Muslim tribe. Banu Akbar, Banu Bakr and Banu Quza. These two treaties Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had. One of them they backstabbed. So the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he came in the defense of one of the non-Muslim tribe. And in the course of that, there was conquest of Makkah. In the course of that. So he came to help the non-Muslim tribe. From that, there was conquest of Makkah. So what we have to understand, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he taught about treaties. Yes, the sister wants to take a question. She wants to give her thoughts.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Yes, sister.
Actually, I am from Shia.
Okay.
And I'm from Iran.
You can feel comfortable, man. You can feel comfortable. You're a Shia. I already said what my thoughts are, and I will stick to the same, inshallah.
Okay, first of all, we were talking about dawah.
Okay.
We should invite people to Islam.
Right.
We have so many, as you said,
Yeah.
72, 73
Yeah.
kind of people who are following Islam. Like Shia, like Sunnis, like Al-Hadith, and so on. So we should invite to which path?
Which path do we follow? Which path do we
Yeah,
invite? Yes.
Exactly.
Inshallah ta'ala, this issue in itself, it's not a thing that I can just present in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But believe me, if you are open-minded, I believe that you are open-minded, inshallah ta'ala. And I'm going to be open-minded also. If you have anything for me to learn, inshallah ta'ala, we have to discuss this probably in about 30 minutes time, inshallah ta'ala. We will discuss what has happened, where people have gone little excess, and what does the Quran says, how are we to believe. We will discuss all that, and then inshallah we will try to understand. That's fine?
Yeah, and one more thing I wanted to say that Shia are also Muslim. They are all Muslim. Ahl Hadith also are Muslim.
Right.
So might be some distraction happen, as you said, the time of Khalifatin happened or Imamatin. Shia went to Imam Ali and Sunnis went to Hazrat Abu Bakr. So that's the thing. The distraction happened. So first of all, I think we should invite our Muslims to be united together again.
Okay, that's nice of you. Your thoughts are very much from the sense of humanity. You understand? So what I would say, when we try to understand the deen, we have to refer back to what the Quran says and what the Prophet says. Now Shia, if you say Shias are all Muslims, now I would want to say, you heard of Alawites among the Shias? You heard of them?
Yeah.
You heard of Ismailis?
No.
Bohris?
No.
Rafizis?
No.
Isna Ashari?
No.
So each one differing with each other. They are having problems. They disagree with one another. They are having disagreements.
But they are trying to be united.
Yeah.
See, we have same thing in Sunnis also. We have Hanafi, we have Shafi'i and all.
Yeah.
They have something in common to each other. So
Yeah.
my point is, why Shia, why Sunnis, why Ahl Hadith, we all should be together.
Yeah.
That time we can.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought. It's not only with Shia. We are willing to have even with the Christians. For the sake of humanity. For the sake of humanity, we are there even with the Christians and even with the Jews. Don't get me wrong. For the Jews, if the Jews are being oppressed by the Muslims, I will stand up. You have to stand up. That is on the humanity grounds. You have to stand up, isn't it? On the humanity grounds, whatever treaties we can have, I am for it, inshallah ta'ala. But if you're talking about the theology, are all the faiths same? I just asked you certain questions not to test your knowledge, but to try to understand how much of it is something coming from the source of knowledge. So the people like Rafidi and people like Isna Ashari, they even consider Ali bin Abi Talib to the extent that he was the prophet, and to the extent that the Quran is not preserved. I'm giving you certain hints, but believe me, there are Muslims among the Shia also. That is my belief. How am I saying? I'm saying there are Muslims among the Shia also. Meaning there will be people who will go to paradise amongst the people of Shia. It's not my thought, it's not something which I cooked up. There are people called Zaydis, who are even till date, the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah consider them to be Muslims. Why? Because they only disagreed in the matters of Khilafah. They said, Ali radiallahu anhu, he should have been the Khalifa, not Abu Bakr. What did they say? Ali radiallahu anhu should have been the Khalifa, not Abu Bakr. This is a kind of deviance when it comes to the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. But at the same time, we don't consider them as disbelievers. So a lot of theology, inshallah, I got your point. I understand from where these thoughts are. These are all essential also, but we will consider as treaties with those who don't hold the same faith and unity with those who have the same faith. At the end of the day, we only want to do some good to all the communities, irrespective of what their faiths are. If they are Shia, if they are, even Qadiani, the Qadianis, whom unanimously the Muslims across the world, they have considered the Qadianis to be disbelievers. Even the Shia, they consider the Qadianis to be disbelievers. Why? Because Qadiani, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadian, he said that he is the Dhilli Nabi. He is the shadow prophet. And he also went to say that he's a Nabi also. And he even went to say that he's God. Now Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, he has said all these things. This is blasphemy, isn't it? So to consider, there's no scope. But can I stand up for the cause of the Qadiani when he's been oppressed? I will stand. If a woman who's from the Qadiani, she's been pulled out and she's been treated like an animal, do you think I'll be watching? Do you think you should be watching? No. Sharia does not give you permission to deal anyhow and anyhow. Honor killings, I'm against it. I believe everybody is against honor killing here. Killing the apostate is different from honor killings. Please be very clear. So inshallah ta'ala, you can be part of this, inshallah. We would want, don't feel that, these people are Sunnis and we are Shia. No, we are very clear about our theology. We are very, very clear. We believe that Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah is the straight path. And if you want to understand, inshallah, in another occasion we can, inshallah.
No, actually, sir, I already read so much about Sunni, and actually, in my eyes, there is no Muslim, no Sunni, no Shia. They are all Muslim.
Okay.
We are all Muslim.
Okay.
My point is that you are saying Shia are kind of distracted. I accept that also. The thing which they are doing on Ashura, it's completely wrong thing.
That's right. So you are a Sunni.
But the thing I want to say is that, sir, they accept Shahadatain. They said La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.
Yes.
It means their heart is more ready to be correct.
Yes.
So it's better that we first start from them.
That's right. That's why we don't call them disbelievers. That's why we don't call Shia. No, I don't say. But the ulama who hide the facts, who hide the reality, and who are spending their time in sending lanat upon the Sahaba. Upon those people, the scholars of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, they have called those ulama as kafirs. I'm telling you the facts. We can't call any person on the street, a person is Shia, nobody can amongst us just say that he is a kafir. No. There's something called takfir mutlaq and takfir muayyan. Sheikh, mutlaq, general, to make takfir or call somebody as kafir, in general sense, is a different thing. When we are applying it on a specific person, then that is takfir muayyan. We are talking about specific. There you and I cannot just jump into. There is a need for qazi, there's a need for a system, and they need an Islamic state, then we can go about it. Yes, next question there, we'll take it because I don't want it to be more of a dialogue. Next question there, and the last question from the men here. I want all of you to show your faces for the next meeting, inshallah. And also tell me your convenience. We'll finalize just one thing for now. Do you want to have weekly ones? Too much of energy. You want to change the world overnight. Every week you want to meet. MashaAllah. I'm there for that. If you say monthly ones, I'm very busy. I have my own responsibility. I'm there for that also. But not beyond that. Huh? Monthly ones minimum. Yes, sister.
Okay, before the question, I just wanted to say what this is. We are talking about some Jamaat.
No. That you are not going to answer that.
No, I'm going to tell you that whatever we are doing till now, I don't think we are concentrating on any Jamaat. We are just doing for everybody. That's it. And the question.
You have to get with the questions. Yeah.
The question is about can the women participate in the Ummi project where we
Of course. Of course.
Is there any fatwas that we should not be on the street?
No, see, you can, inshallah ta'ala, provided you don't intermingle with the men. And you have to have a different way. Like, for example, what is this ummid? You can have camps. Like the men, they go distributing the pamphlets, leaflets, saying that we are having workshop for the women to help them how to tackle the issues of, the women being harassed in their homes. So what is the procedure? So we can have camps, the men can invite them for those camps, and the women can come and talk to women only. So there are where we don't expect the women to walk on the streets. That is not required. The men can do that job. Isn't it? And women are not that safe unless and until they have their mahram along. Yes, their mahram has to be along with them whenever they're going out for their own safety. I don't say it is obligatory whenever you're going out, but for their own safety. Nowadays, I see women going alone in the auto rickshaws. Do you think it's safe? 6-year-old child was not safe in the hands of a Muslim who has got the Quran. Believe me, it's not safe. So we understand whatever is the situation. Depending on that, we will have certain arrangements for the women also to do their bit of it. Inshallah, we need. I can't teach a lot of things what the women can teach to the women folks. So there, you are needed. It is your job. It is your responsibility. As far as we understand from the seerah, why did the Prophet ﷺ marry so many women? One of the hikmah is that the Prophet ﷺ, he does not spend time with women to teach them Islam. Like how he used to sit with the Sahaba. All the Sahaba are sitting. The Prophet ﷺ used to sit and teach them the religion. Do you understand? He cannot go and sit in front of a congregation of the women and say like, I am come to teach you the deen. I am sitting in front of you, I am going to teach you the deen. That was not the way of the Prophet. On the other side, what the Prophet did? He married women. And they learned the religion, they became scholars, they went and taught the religion to the women folks. When they had some doubts with respect to the issues where women would be comfortable in answering, the issues of ghusl and many other things, which is so very private. So that's another hikmah. So you women also have to take leadership. That's why I keep saying BMWA. One is knowledge. We need people to give them knowledge. Another thing is social service. Third thing is social activism. You have to play a role. Don't think that if I come, what will happen? No, you will be safeguarding the hijab system. You will be safeguarding your right to practice as a Muslim. For that, you have to stand. We will ensure that how much we can have the hijab system there, inshallah. We would ensure that that is being maintained, inshallah. And safety. Yes, the last one will come here. We'll take this as the last. Brother Nawaz. Short and sweet, huh? I know you're a spokesperson.
I know I can't match you.
Oh, no.
Definitely not. The most important thing is, I've been telling you time and again, it's about the schools. I don't know how much of knowledge you have about the government of India, Karnataka. They had offered the schools, the Urdu schools, which are there in Bangalore and across Karnataka. They wanted people to take over. Okay, and run the schools.
Yeah,
this was there a couple of years back, but I don't know whether it's still there or not.
It's happening. It's happening.
Very importantly is, there was a Eid Milan, which I was supposed to go there, and I just saw the way the people, the Muslims are being used and abused there. I have information, like most of the funds which come to the minorities is not utilized.
Okay.
70 to 80% of the funds which come from the government of India, okay, it goes back.
So.
It goes back unutilized. And for these, we don't have proper leaders. We are talking about fundraising. We are talking about funds available.
MashaAllah.
We are talking about unutilized funds, which is going back to the government.
Yes.
And it is being misused by the officers in charge.
Right.
By all your talks and all of this thing, I'm seeing the good work you guys have been doing for quite some time. But unfortunately, you guys have never ever been with the government. The government of Karnataka has a minority this thing which helps the woman child, first thing. Second, they even even give you a loans to study. But is there any way that we can start up something like go and meet up the main officials out there? Because we all know that most of the government institutions in India are corrupt. But how are we going to do that?
Yes, that's a very good area.
I haven't finished because
Yes,
I know
I
you've
know.
been talking a lot. I think now it's time that you have to listen and give me an answer, not now, later. Coming to the point of education, is this, and I have seen quite a lot. Apart from that, what kind of this thing when you're told about the Israelis and this thing and all that?
Yeah.
You've been very right in saying so. And I have a very good information about that. They have implied and put into the minds of the Indian government and everywhere else. It's not just the institutions in the government, that is the intelligence. By afar, they have been used by the Israelis.
100%.
And if you know, but a lot of people who are quite ignorant out here.
I have certain
Yeah,
proofs for that.
The line which I'm going to throw out here is may not be towards Islam a little bit, but then in the end you'll come to know it's about everything about Islam. When the elections which happened in India recently, we lost the elections, that is the Muslims lost
I
it.
just want to talk.
No, just 2 minutes.
Okay.
Just 2 minutes. You know the winning of the elections which was done, it was not by the Indian and the BJP. It was done by 200 Jews sitting in the BJP office, working left, right, center,
Right.
and putting up the questions up there. And for your kind information, none of the media people were even allowed inside the
IPAC,
chambers.
AIPAC?
In the chambers.
That's the IPAC, right?
Yeah. So it was only after the election which was won, the NDTV, Barkhadat was allowed there. Okay? Now, when situations like this, it's a good initiative that you have taken up. There are many issues, many of forums which you want to address it to. But inshallah, we will pray that everything will be successful.
Inshallah.
But very importantly is, what I say is, instead of raising funds or doing this and all that, see what you have in hand, what is available, what's given to you, try utilizing that. Very importantly. Second, I would like to tell all my brothers who are here, everyone's quite well educated. The problem with us is the people who do not, believers or rather who do not agree with us are the half-knowledge people. The people who are quite knowledgeable, who have full knowledge, and the people who have no knowledge. It's very easy to talk to them. The people with half knowledge, they will try to say, okay, I'm right. So it's quite a dice in this thing. So these are the few things I put forward to you.
MashaAllah ta'ala, barakallah fiqh. What I want is these kind of talks, inshallah ta'ala, whenever anyone amongst you, you prepare to give a talk for about 2 hours or 1 hour talk and followed by half an hour question. Anything you want to study and you believe that this is going to bring khair to the ummah. Like for example, you have done a research on education. Invite, inshallah, we will give you the platform, mic, audience. We invite, we promote, but we also give an opportunity for everybody to question you. We don't take it, as you said, we agree to hear, but not to accept everything. You know why I was, when he was starting to discuss, I was having a smile in my face because he said, what I'm going to talk to you is something which may not be very much related to Islam, but at the end of the day, when I finish my talking, you'll come to know it's all about Islam. So this is how, diplomatic and a spokesperson presents his case.
About the brother was discussing, even I have the same views where I want to know which one of the brother can help us again in BMWA in getting the permissions from the local MLAs or the councillors in this work. Because there are lots of schemes, even I'm quite aware, getting right now working on it, that's available for the Muslims, minorities. But we need the area-wise councillors where we need to go and meet them up. So I need to know who can help us out.
Inshallah. You have already, there are 2 members who are doing the PR work and they will do the needful thing. One is Brother Mahir, he is not present here. and Brother Khalid. These two members would help you. You can contact Brother Nadeem and through them you can reach. Inshallah, Khalid bhai? Sure. Okay, let's take a quick attendance or acceptance. How many of you feel that this meeting was useful and you want to be part of this team? We call it as the Diet Club or Dawa Net. I want to give you options. This can be two options for selecting a name for this. It could be Dawa Net or Diet Club meetings. The Diet Club meetings, these members who are going to be part of this, they are welcome. What do you prefer, Dawa Net or Diet Club?
Diet Club.
Diet Club is good?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this Diet Club, inshallah ta'ala, those who are going to show up your faces, the next meeting, okay, do you want to have it monthly once or weekly once? Weekly once? I can hear weekly once.
Fortnightly, and then depending on how things develop.
Once in 2 weeks would do? Are you having that kind of stamina?
And very important.
I would say once in a month is sufficient. Believe me, I also want to see great changes. It's not that I don't want to see great change. I want to see, but what I want you all to do is have regular interactions in another forum through which you are able to contact, give information, take suggestions, build upon your interest, and that can go for the whole of the month, so that we actually are in touch the whole month with the certain thoughts which are flowing, and by month end we are coming with more preparation.
What I can suggest is,
Yeah.
have once in a month meeting,
Yeah.
but send weekly status reports through email.
Excellent. That's important. We need to have status report. You call it as a status report in the
Or for that particular, now suppose if somebody is taking care of Halal India,
whatever is happening.
whatever task has been, he has assigned to his team members, and what is the status of the
Because I don't want it to be too pressurizing on you. See, weekly once I'm there, but don't feel that it has to pressurize you. We want to identify you where you stand, inshallah. We will identify you, and whenever there's a need, immediately we would be inviting you for that same, inshallah. You can make a note of it, whatever is your interest. Write in the comments form right now. Don't wait for another good time, auspicious time. This is the best time for you. You have the pen, borrow it, and write, fill it, and say how you want to involve with the Diet Club. And nobody is escaping here. So all of you can feel free, inshallah. Monthly once would be, or weekly once?
No, the thing is that, we've just discussed so many things. Okay, in a couple of weeks, people will come more prepared.
Yeah.
With their interests.
Yes.
The amount of time they can allocate.
Right.
So let's have that fortnightly right now.
Fortnightly?
After a couple of weeks, when things are more clear, certain departments can meet each week. Certain departments can meet fortnightly, and then once a month, we can all have a congregation and then discuss what we have done.
Okay, great. So weekly report, status report, has to be given to all the members who are here.
What we call it as a kitchen meeting.
Kitchen meeting. So who is the person who sends the mail? What's he called as?
The chef.
He's a chef.
Yeah, probably in case if somebody is sending one particular group, he's going to take the report from whomever is volunteering.
No, we need to identify a person and his name, a designation. What do you call that person? Who collects the information and sends it? Coordinator. Then Brother Nadeem will do it, inshallah. Brother Nadeem, you have to ensure that all of these members, they get their status report every week, inshallah ta'ala. And these members' names have to be kept in an order, in a different file. And in the sense, we need to have a clear idea how many of them attended today, exact numbers, precisely. And they have to be invited even for the next week or next fortnight, whatever. That's one thing, primarily. And ensure that the forms are full. They have to give what they are able to do, how they want to do, and all that. Now, I want to finish up one thing. I want to just take a poll now and try to understand How many of you will be showing up your face for the next meet? Show up. How many of you would be showing up yourself for the next meet? Shake your intention. At least intention is there. Intention is there. Niya is there. MashaAllah ta'ala. Niya is there. MashaAllah. Takbir. We got 100%. MashaAllah ta'ala. And I believe that it is 100% inshallah ta'ala. The Sheikh was saying that he will be going somewhere. Next meeting, by mistake, you had to go to some, not mistake, according to your planning, you are going out of town.
Even if
But
somebody is not available in town for the next meeting, the representative of that particular department should be there.
okay, that is when the department is started. But until then, whenever you're not going to make it, send a leave letter. Send a leave letter to Brother Nadeem. It has to be in the form of mail and it has to be in the form of SMS. It's okay, it's valid.
We have an email ID, but Diet Club email ID.
Yes. Right now we are having an email ID which is general. I think we need to have Diet Club separate. Do you think so, or we'll maintain the same contact at discoverislam.co.in?
There's so many emails coming in. It's
So many.
It's difficult to filter. Let's have something for Diet Club.
Yeah.
Separate we can have.
So Brother Sheikh will be giving us an email ID from the discoverislam.co.in itself. Make a note of it, brother. Email ID has to be shared with everyone. Sorry?
We can choose the name now, sir. Whichever name.
What do you prefer?
Diet Club, Discover Islam.
Diet Club. Okay. Diet Club at discoverislam.co.in. This is the email ID. All of you make a note of it. Some of you don't know how to use the emails. Ask your children or your neighbor or somebody to send the mail. Not a problem. If you don't know how to use, learn it. But if you don't learn, get the work done, inshallah. So mail has to reach us, inshallah. Everybody, whoever has given their names, they have to give a leave letter if they are not coming, inshallah. Okay, brother, I would want the written stuff. Any questions? No question, please. Right now, no questions.
And with regard to documentation, minutes of the meeting should be taken.
Yes. We have to get signatures of all the members right now. Right now we need to take the signature. Filling
What was discussed?
what was discussed.
First thing is,
Can you get the red book? Diet's minutes book. Minute book. Sorry, I have extended the time by almost half an hour. Very sorry. Because we started about 10 minutes late and I extended already 25 minutes. Yes? Next meeting. We'll just finalize that now. Because next meet, we'll keep it after 15 days.
18 hours.
Makes sense. So when is our next meet accordingly? What's the date? 24th. 24th. Time, what's the time? 2 to 4 is a little difficult. Lunchtime, it's everything disturbed. What is the time you prefer? Okay.
9 to 11.
That's okay. 9 to 11? 9 to 11 is done. 9 to 11. Jaipur corner. 9 to 11. It's fine. Quais. Okay. 9 to 11 is freezed. 9 to 11 is freezed. 9 to 11 freezed. So with this we end the session. Jazakumullah khairan. May Allah accept it. There are many things that comes to our minds whenever any confusion around the world is like Gaza is being attacked. What am I supposed to do? We get disoriented. Am I supposed to do this or that? What am I supposed to do? I get so confused. So rather than being reactionary, let us be active in our goals. Let us be working on the plans what we have set, rather than getting confused or getting disoriented and searching for some ways when we are confused. So inshallah ta'ala, we would like to have this meeting on a regular basis. Inshallah, there are lots to achieve. Be regular and also get the like-minded people for the next meeting, inshallah ta'ala. Like-minded people who are of the same nature, who wants to contribute to this, we would want to meet them. And those who are coming here for the first time, you can meet me, inshallah, and tell me about your activities, and we would like to understand. And also you can meet Brother Nadeem, give a short description, and even your comments form, it will have space to explain about you. I hope you have expressed yourself. So jazakumullah khairan, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.